I chose Surf Simply because it's really a surf immersion, and if you want to learn to surf or if you want to take your surfing to the next level, I highly recommend this spot.
Just the experience itself is like an over-the-top experience, like everything from the food to the coaching to the rooms to the place, which is just gorgeous.
I owe these guys so much. What they gave me, money was not a fair exchange for. Thanks, guys.
A friend of mine had told me about Surf Simply and told me great things about the coaching and the waves themselves, and so I decided to try it out.
So I started surfing as a kid at the New Jersey shore, and then when I graduated from college I stopped surfing and I started surfing again about 30 years later. So I'm now trying to make up for lost time in my surfing career, and that's why I came to Surf Simply, to elevate my surfing.
Once I learned about Surf Simply, I came here last June, a year ago June. It helped me so much with my surfing, just to break down some fundamental things that I was missing. And it was such a big impact for me. I was like, I've got to go back there.
I started surfing about 10 years ago, and pretty early on I came to Surf Simply on a couple trips, and they were really great. So I came back this year to get some more instruction. It's been fantastic.
Definitely felt this was needed with some of the recent trips that Deke and his friends have wanted to go on and have taken me on, and I have felt completely out of my depth with my surfing abilities.
The coaching here, they're very positive and very supportive, and they point out all the things you're doing right, and then they give you the one or two things to focus on to learn from, and they show you so you can see it.
I can't praise the coaching enough. The filming, the review, the debrief after the session, going over the footage, frame by frame is super helpful.
I like the tree of knowledge, I think it's called, and then how they can kind of help you map through the fundamental skills you need to be able to do something else.
Yeah, I think the way Surf Simply breaks down certain aspects of surfing is a completely novel approach to learning to surf, and it makes it, especially for like type A personalities who like to find ways to break something down and work on one skill and then another skill in order to bring things together. I think the way it's set up is fantastic.
My coach was Marlon, who is an aspiring pilot as well as a great surfer, and it was great. Super friendly, very patient.
Like my coach, Derek, I gotta call him out by name because he is so supportive and so fun and so happy, and taught me so much.
And then I worked with Teal, who was awesome. She was super supportive, and at the same time she challenged me to try new things that would have just scared the crap out of me before this.
I hadn't worked with Tommy before, and he was fantastic. He was really chill and laid back, and at the same time really encouraging for kind of making progress through things.
I had Harrison, and he was very good at helping sort of break down individual aspects of things I needed to work on, but also talking about things that I really never thought were in my wheelhouse of possibilities. And that was cool to have him keep bringing that up and say, well, this is next. This is what we're working toward.
highlights of my week probably was on Thursday when we went to Osti. It was quite big, and it was definitely a challenging wave. We all, I think everyone got good rides, and we were all supporting each other and hooting and hollering, and there wasn't many other people around, and so that was great.
The highlight of my week was today, surfing at sunset with this group of really fun people.
Because I got a great right and a great left, and I was able to ride both very, very well. But yeah, that was I feel like those were my best 2 waves of the week, and it was in the sunset surf.
You can see how a lot of thought went into the design of the new place and how people use it and how they move through the place, and it's a really great piece of architecture.
Yeah, stretching is very useful. Andre is good at introducing you to stretches that seem sort of familiar but are just different enough that you're like, oh yeah, that muscle that I've never ever identified feels very tight, and they're very appropriate, and it's different every time.
There are things that get sore that you don't normally need to stretch, that you do need to stretch here, and Andre's really good at figuring out the things that get tight with surfing.
The group here was extremely friendly, a very kind of diverse group of people of all ages, of different levels of surfing, and everybody's very supportive and encouraging. It was great to meet them.
Super fun to meet and just to share meals with these people and kind of cheer them on out in the waves and surf. And you create this little community of really cool people. So you're working hard, you're eating these amazing meals, and you're sharing stories with people, and they're encouraging you. It's just a great, great setup. Just the experience itself is an over-the-top experience. Everything from the food to the coaching to the rooms to the place, which is just gorgeous.
Prepare yourself for a very intense physical week, a very tiring week, but a very rewarding one as well.
You surf, and when you come out, you chill for a little bit, and then you talk about surfing. You look at surf videos. We went to stretch class. We had other kinds of education classes, and so it's really a surf immersion.
So what I really liked about Dennis and Eduardo and Luis and the whole team back there is they just they create these dishes that are so healthy and delicious, and food that I've just literally never had before. And it's so cool because you can eat this food and then feel really good afterward, and you're just it just kind of sustains you as you're working through the week and paddling out in the waves.
The food, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I mean, I've surfed so much this week, so much, and I have not lost a pound. I'm sure of it. There's so much good food.
I feel very tired, but very happy, so very content. And I'm really looking forward to my next surfing session because there's so much that I can apply to what I'm doing.
They were able to intellectualize and sort of articulate things that I could understand and absorb and turn into action. And then the things that I couldn't immediately turn into action, I know to work on.
I got everything out of the week that I wanted, and I was really happy that by the end of the week I was hitting the lip a bit more and making some turns, and I was really pleased.
Thank you to all the staff, the kitchen staff, the coaching staff, management, and the people that do the nuts and bolts every day. It's just a wonderful experience.
This time I brought a buddy of mine because I had such a good time last time, and he told me after the first day, he turned to me and he said, "This is already worth it."
I owe these guys so much. What they gave me, money was not a fair exchange for. Thanks, guys. Thanks, guys. Really appreciate it. Really appreciate everything.